All right, here we are, Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. home bar seminar, staggering in, barely making it, both of us today. I'm Bill Gross. I'm a local real estate broker here in LA.
Mhm.
Busy, closing, opening, trying to push deals across the table. Just closed a
That's
deal with my
right.
colleague, Patricia Castillo. Hey,
Yeah,
Patricia. And also, we closing together and you had a listing presentation you just hung up with. How you doing?
I did. You know, it's a really interesting time right now, I can say. I have different reports and on different levels, but I'm glad that, I have some referrals coming in right now. So I do have I was on a listing presentation right now, and it's what I'm finding right now, and I think it's just always been this way, but people are really vocalizing it right now, is they want to make sure that there's transparency with the agent and that the agent is knowledgeable and can resolve problems if problems come up. So that was one of the key points that this client was really driving home was, what's your experience in resolving issues and identifying issues beforehand. So that was something that, we talked about in detail, and being an escrow in the past really helps a lot because I can identify title liens, get in front of those, and help to start clearing some of those before we're even opening escrow with the buyer. So those are things that are really important to provide to clients, is the skill set right now that this market requires.
Yeah, I mean, I see this all the time now that deals are falling apart at the 10-yard line, that things that we got away with a while ago. I had one fall apart that the appraiser, I just think, is completely incompetent. I'm not even sure what to do because when I look at his appraisal, and I'm not the agent that just complains about a low appraisal, but the comparable one that he wants to say is most reliable, the property sold, was flipped and sold again 30 days later, and it was sold again by a flipper for what I call the final value after the rehab. So it was sold at 499 or 495. It was flipped in 30 days for 515 for $20,000 more. So somebody wholesaled it, and then it sold again at $900,000 because it was completely rehabbed. And I wouldn't use 900,000. That's a ridiculous number because that's after repairs. My property is maybe that property before repairs. Maybe
Right.
the 515 is a fair comp for my property, but he used the oldest price, the 495 price. And I said, how can you use that? Obviously, it was flipped in 30 days, and obviously it was rehabbed. You're not
Mhm.
even allowed to not use the latest price for property. You can't go back 6 months ago, or maybe a year ago to use the sales price. And it was FHA, and he doesn't care, and he's assigned, and there's nothing you can do. And I did file a complaint with the state licensing bureau. That's all I can do, and document what was wrong.
Right.
It's just unfortunate, and I think the problem people don't understand is when the government gets involved, the lenders become like the post office. That's just the service you get these days. And
Hmm.
so, but I moved quickly, and I realized we have a problem, and I talked to my seller and said, "Here's our choices. We can cut the price and close. We can put it back on the market." And I calculated the numbers on both options, and here's where we're at. But you got to move quickly. You can't get emotional about it. You can't cry about it. Nobody cares. You don't care.
Right.
My
Nobody
wife,
knows.
my
Yeah.
wife cares because she wants to get paid. But other than that, she doesn't really care. you know, the
Yeah.
customer's pissed. I get it. I mean, I understand.
Right.
So this is where, like, to use your word, go back to it, where skills come in because, a year ago it closed. A year ago you take off the market and somebody else would pay over list price and you'd make more money. Nowadays, not so simple. That maybe it closes, maybe it doesn't close, maybe it closes for less. So you have to be very careful.
Right. Especially when properties have been on the market, let's say, you see a price reduction. Those are the times that I have buyers asking, well, why was this home reduced? And why did the price, get reduced to 10,000 or 20,000?
Hmm.
So they immediately start thinking that something's wrong with the property.
Hmm.
It could have been overpriced and there's nothing wrong with the property, right? Nothing substantial. But those are things that we also have to educate clients on. On some of the listings I've had, especially right now with affordability being a concern,
Hmm.
I've had some buyers ask me, do you think the price is going to come down? And I tell them, no. Look at the last 10 years. I mean, prices have been steadily, increasing at least 3 to 4%, especially in California. So
Yeah.
why would you think the price is going to come down? You
Why
know,
would you think prices are ever going to go down?
not with the demand we have right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would ever think they may not go up as much as inflation, but why would you ever think they go down?
Right. I think that buyers have been since last year thinking that the prices were going to come down, and even after the pandemics, prices were slowly increasing, steadily increasing. So we may not see the same price appreciation like we did during the pandemic, but we're also not seeing prices coming down anytime soon.
Well,
There's so much
there are,
demand.
to be precise, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and just correct what I said. There are areas where prices are going down because they ran up so much, so fast.
Right.
Austin,
But I
Texas,
mean, like
Phoenix,
our
Arizona.
local market,
No, yeah, exactly.
our local market. We're in
Yeah,
LA, so
yeah.
I have a lady that just called me from Oklahoma on my listing in San Dimas, and she said she's selling her place in Oklahoma and wants to move back to California. So I don't know if you've had any of those calls, but I've had several in the last couple of weeks from buyers that are calling me from out of state that are wanting to come back to California.
No, nobody. No, nobody wants to come back to California.
Yeah.
In fact, I have somebody coming here. One of my best friends moved to Florida, and
Hmm.
he has a very close friend who's visiting here for his son's graduation, and they're trying to get me to move to Florida. He's coming for lunch on Saturday with his family, and
He's
like
been wanting to move to Florida, Bill.
me. Oh yeah, Florida's like my the girlfriend before I got married that I'm not allowed to talk about. My wife's out of the house, so I can talk about her. Um, yeah, no, I loved it. Of course, I was young and single, and it was a different time in my life, and it was growing. I think the thing I try to tell people, there's no weather in the world better than Southern California that I'm aware of. The thing that's hard here is in Florida for the most part, and in other parts of the country, there's growth. And I think growth is kind of like, in anything in life, when there's growth, there's newness, there's energy, there's positivity. You have businesses moving in and growing. The challenge we have in LA, and I think this is why when people are frustrated with services, I try to explain that we're in an economy that's really stuck. And as a result, people are stressed and companies don't want to invest in their people as much. And so the employees don't get the support they need. So they're stressed. And it all just circulates. And I think it's not so much that LA is bad, it's that when you're in an economy that's not growing, there's stress involved and you have to be aware of it and be prepared for it. That's why, here in LA, I buy almost everything online because the retail experience is just not pleasant. It's not like it was. You go to, well, I was just
Right.
at Walgreens, everything's locked up. To buy
Yes.
to buy simple things, it's
Mhm.
crazy to buy, and have to wait for somebody to come get razor blades or antihistamine or something. It's just crazy. So
Mhm.
it's not that LA is a bad place. It's just that our economy is in a tough spot, and I don't know if that's changing anytime soon. And as a result, you have to be careful with your money. And I think whether you're renting or want to buy, I think you have to really make sure that you're saving money, you're building your wealth. I think we do without. We live very modestly for the income I make because this is a great opportunity to acquire a property if it cash flows right. And so we're trying to do that.
Right. And I think going back to what you were talking about in terms of customer service isn't the same. Everything is locked up. When you look at real estate, a lot of things are on autopilot right now, especially with AI. A lot of realtors are using AI, which is great. I mean, it helps it helps to streamline processes in your business. But I think when you're dealing with clients, a lot of clients that I have still prefer a phone call rather than just getting an email notification of like an automated email notification. They prefer, just having that one-on-one time, the conversation, and actually having a conversation instead of texting or, getting something that's AI generated. So that's something that is really important, I think, right now in this market is really giving people that one-on-one time and making time for them and giving them that special experience.
Well, I think the mistake some agents make is they want to use the AI to replace what you're talking about is the relationship.
Right.
The AI should leverage your time so you have more time for relationships, not
Mhm.
replace it. And all these
Right.
automated chat bots and conversations to me is just a waste. But where
Hmm.
I can use AI to create content that leverages what I'm doing anyhow. Let me give you an example. Just since we're on the topic, a friend of mine, I don't know if you saw this online or have seen this already,
Hmm.
headshots. So, I have a headshot that's about 7 years old. And I'm not the most photo conscious. It's just not that really important to me. I do a lot of marketing material, but it needs to be updated. And so this company for $35 says, well, we'll take photos of you recently and create headshots. So let me just show you. I love your feedback.
Okay.
Here are headshots. This is my face from other photos. I didn't dress for any of these. None of these are my clothes. And you see a wide variety with hats, different kind of colored shirts, different colored suits. Because once you make it, the AI can change the suit to one that I
Right.
would like or what I wouldn't like. Boy, I lost a little bit of weight there. I like that one.
I want that diet.
Yeah, if I could use AI a diet, some of them look, I'm a heavy set guy, so I don't want to mislead anybody. I want to make sure they look accurate. But some of these look pretty good. Like this one is to me is a pretty decent shot of me. I think I look about that size and that's kind of how I would dress, a dark suit and a white shirt and tie. And so but look at the variety. For 35 bucks, I didn't even leave my office. I got a whole pound full of
Photos. I think
photos.
this one on the right and the bottom. Yeah. That one. Keep right there to the right.
I
That one.
think you're right. That's the one I like best of all because I like the
Yeah.
dark suit. I think it's realistic. Now it's funny if you know me. I don't have a watch like that. I wear an Apple Watch and then I have a kind of a standard looking Timex for dress. It's black leather, white face. It looks very traditional. That's like a nice watch, dress watch that some men you'll notice purposely show off like a fancy watch. That's just so not me. I don't own one. But anyhow, no. But for 35 bucks, how could you look at this? I have 100 headshots to choose from. It's crazy.
Right.
And it took me 5 minutes to upload photos. And so that's the point I'm trying to say to customers is, I don't want to spend my time going to a photo place and getting dressed and doing all that. It could take, an hour, 2 hours. Instead, I'm here at my desk now talking to you and theoretically talking to customers, talking to prospective customers. My
Right.
time is more spent doing that than it is getting photos taken, which really aren't all that important at the end of the day, to me at least.
Absolutely.
Okay,
So
so how about those interest rates?
I think they're looking better today.
Whew,
They're at about 7%.
whew.
A couple of days ago, they were higher. So, they're at about 7.03, I believe, today for a 30-year.
Yeah, 7.03. We were just at 7.41. I was going to call Shannon or get him on the call today and blame him for the rates. And thank God he's not here. I guess he's been working hard to get those rates to drop for us
That's right.
or Gustavo, because one of them helped us get our rates back down to 7.03 and declining. And so I think that's look, we're excited. I think it's been in this range of 7%, for a year now, right?
Hmm.
It's been as high as 8 something. It's been as low as 6.75, and here I come in the middle of that. And I think as long as rates stay stable, the market will be stable and grow at the pace that we're at. I think at the end of the day, that's the best we can hope for given the current economy. A lot of drama, but at the end of the day, the rates don't really bear out the drama, I don't think.
The rates are the rates, and the market is the market. But what's
Whoa, whoa,
important
whoa, one more time. The rates are the rates,
and the
and the
market.
market is the market. Okay, got it.
So, what's important to the client, right? If you're looking to buy a property, how can you leverage this market right now to work for you?
Yes, yes.
So, forget the rates. Let's look at what first time home buyer programs are out there and how you can leverage those to get into a home today. Um, I was just learning about another lending solution that's a really good program right now for first time buyers. It's a grant that the bank provides. So this isn't something that's coming from an organization or city or, state. The bank is giving the first time buyer grant up to 15,000 for the down payment, no PMI, which is amazing because normally if you're putting down anything under 20%, you're going to pay PMI just like you would with an FHA loan. So you're getting up to 15,000 for the down payment, and the lender is also going to pay your title and escrow fees, which will save the buyer several thousand. So if this is something that speaks to anybody, feel free to give me a call. And I've already scheduled a few appointments with this lender that's providing this information. So, it's something that is worth looking into. Just know that the less you put down, the higher your payments are going to be monthly. So we have to look at what is a comfortable payment for a buyer and then see how this grant will fall into that scenario. Because the good thing about the grant is it is a conventional loan. Most buyers are having, some trouble coming up with the down payment. So this is where it gives you that relief in terms of getting the down payment and also getting some closing cost assistance. And the icing on the cake is it does not have to be repaid because it's a grant. So different than CalHFA, right? CalHFA, you can borrow the down payment and you can also borrow funds for the closing costs, but that is a loan that would have to be repaid. So that's the difference with this other program. So if anybody's interested, I'm happy to schedule an appointment and give you more information.
Well, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you? I'm guessing
My
your phone
phone number.
number is right there
My
in front
phone
of us.
number. I always have my phone. We're a couple. 323-365-9909.
And she responds to text. I call her, text her all the time, and she either picks up or texts back if she can't. So I can vouch for that. That she's it's attached to her hip when she doesn't have it on
That's
the table in
right.
front of her. Okay, good. Well, and I'm Bill Gross, at Bill Gross Probate on social media. We do this every Wednesday, usually 5 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock. Usually with a lender, Shannon, but he's out working, closing deals, hopefully for us. So if you like this, please feel free put comments in, and we'll respond to you or get back to you if I can help in any way. I'm Bill Gross, my friend Patricia Castillo. Thanks, everybody. Have a great
Always a
week.
pleasure. Bye.
Bye.